Welcome to Tita Talks. My name is Sonia Tita Puopolo, and I'm your host. It is a great privilege and pleasure to have Deborah Harper here as we continue to talk about the healing power of motivation and positive energy, a self care tool for you. As we shared on our previous episode, Deborah is a certified executive and life transitions coach. Welcome back, Deborah.
Thank you. So glad to be here.
Welcome back to Tita Talks. We're so happy you're here today.
Thank you. I am too.
Given the COVID-19 pandemic, there are many people around the world suffering and in need of motivation and positive energy. On our previous episode, we discussed the importance of wellness and building a strong immune system to help lessen the impact of COVID-19.
Yes.
Our philosophy is true self-care relies on utilizing all four pillars of a healthy lifestyle: exercise, nutrition, rest, healing, and mindfulness meditation. This is our formula for health, happiness, and longevity. And we know when these four pillars are in alignment, we achieve harmony and equilibrium. We love learning about your wellness routine. We know you love to be in nature. We also shared your list of self care tools, Deborah: mindfulness, meditation, exercise, and journaling. Are there any self care tools that we can add?
Well, I think the four pillars are certainly a great foundation. I think it's also important for people to understand how the autonomic nervous system actually operates.
Oh, great. What else can you share about the immune system?
Well, the autonomic nervous system, it really regulates 90% of the body's internal processes. And that includes your breathing, your heart, digestion, immune system, it hormonal system, and sleep also. And so there are two branches of the autonomic nervous system. There's the sympathetic branch, which
Mm.
acts like a gas pedal, speeding up the internal processes. And then there's a parasympathetic branch, which acts like a brake pedal, slowing down the internal processes.
Mm.
And both branches connect to the heart. So this is important because any change in either branch affects the heart, really how the heart beats on a beat to beat basis. And any
Mm.
emotion that we feel changes the activity in the branches of the autonomic nervous system and has a major influence on our body's systems. And kind of how this really applies to COVID-19 is all the coverage on TV. So you're sitting on the sofa, you're watching the TV, you turn on coverage of it. You go into fear, maybe
Mm.
frustration, about when are we going to open up? How is it going to open?
Mm.
You could be frustrated about the lack of collaboration, cooperation, and transparency of the government. All
Mm.
of these things give you frustration or anger, and you haven't even left your sofa.
Wow.
And your body doesn't know that you haven't left the sofa, but it reacts to what you're feeling and how you're thinking, your thoughts and your emotions. So I know both of us love Greg Braden, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Dr.
Yes.
Bruce Lipton, and also I love Howard Martin from HeartMath, who I've worked with, and
Absolutely.
all these gentlemen, really talk about the fact that we have, in a sense, two brains. So there's
Right.
one in the head, which we all know about, but the one that a lot of people don't know about is the one in the heart. And the heart actually has the strongest biomagnetic field, which can be consciously harmonized with both the mental brain and also the natural surroundings. So you and I both like to be out in nature.
Yes.
And when you're out in nature, your heart opens and you feel, so good and happy, you're soaking it in. That's
Absolutely.
the harmonization. You're feeling that. And it's helping your
Beautiful.
body so much. So our thoughts and emotions really affect the magnetic field, which energetically those in our environment, whether or not we know it or they know it, they're feeling it. It impacts them too. So the signals that the heart sends to the brain affects the brain centers involved in like decision making or problem solving,
Mm.
creativity, regulation, which to me is like mindfulness. So if you think about it, Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this a lot too. That we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts per day. 90% are the same as the day before. So, if you get stuck into a fear or frustration pattern, think about that. It's no wonder that, their thoughts and behaviors affecting our body, and these are play over and over and over. If you've gone down the wrong path, the one of, depleting thoughts and emotions, negative thoughts and emotions, then that means that what your body is doing, it's releasing cortisol into, your entire body systems, which is, as
So,
you know, negative for the body.
yeah, so I mean, as relates to being motivated and keeping a positive focus, Deborah, can you please tell us about how does being mindful and embracing self-care by following the four pillars of a healthy lifestyle play a role in depleting emotions and renewing emotions?
Mm, great question.
Thank you.
Uh, depleting emotions, I'll start there.
Yeah.
Well, we have, everyone has an inner cheerleader and an inner critic. So, obviously, I'm working with my clients on making sure that their inner cheerleader is the one that's the loudest. But it's really important for people to pay attention, particularly with the
Yeah.
depleting thoughts and emotions. That's when the inner critic is kind of in charge and louder. So when you notice a thought or a belief that's negative, what I do is I just say stop. Sometimes I just say it right out loud, stop. And I just think about why? Why am I thinking this? What is behind it? Why am I feeling fear, frustration, maybe impatience or anger? I mean, all those are toxic feelings.
Mm.
And, they cause the stress hormones, such as cortisol, to go through your body. And, that causes so many things like accelerated aging, it reduced muscle mass, brain cell death, impaired memory, and just diminished performance in all ways. So we certainly want to stay away from the depleting thoughts and emotions. So I spend a lot of time with my clients on that. And then on the opposite side, I really
Yeah.
try to get them to replace it with positive, renewing thoughts and emotions. And those thoughts and emotions and attitudes, such as care, courage, tolerance, and appreciation, they
Right.
create chemicals that regenerate your system, and they offset any energy drains that you have. So
Mm.
start to feel these wonderful thoughts of care, concern, courage, appreciation, compassion, any of those things that are so important. A
Right.
cascade of 1,400 biochemical and hormonal changes. One of those is DHEA. And we both know about DHEA, which is linked to immunity and vitality. So the
Absolutely.
benefit there is improved memory, intuition, creativity, performance, and resilience, which is really, really important right
So it's really important. I mean, renewing emotions, really important for people to understand to keep a positive focus and stay motivated, because
now.
that would
Yes,
be part of the renewing emotion.
it is. It is. And to your point, it's important to stay away from the depleting ones, like being a victim,
Right.
minds, and really focusing on empowering yourself. And so I work a lot with leaders about empowering themselves and embodying their power so that they can move forward, not feeling like the outside world is determining everything for them, but realizing all creation comes from within first. So,
So important. Deborah, what would you like to make sure we communicate with our viewers? Is there any particular message that you would like to share with folks?
uh, you know what? I heard this and I thought this was a great thing, and it so applies to now, is that when nothing is certain, anything is possible.
Oh,
Think about that.
I
Isn't it great?
love.
I know, me too. It's very inspiring, and creativity is our superpower. So it's
Oh,
use your superpower at this time, just like you're doing. Use it to do what you can to create something new. Like,
as Deborah and I will be bringing to you a series on wellness and self-care. I'm delighted that our next episode we will discuss the importance of coherence. That is the quality of forming a unified whole. Coherence, in other words, is when all four pillars of a healthy lifestyle are in alignment. And we will not only be discussing coherence, but how to be resilient. So stay tuned for our next Tita Talk, a self-care tool for you. Thank you for joining us on Tita Talks, Deborah.
thank you so much. Thank you.